Hi everyone, this recording covers Section 2 of the Getting Started with Archeion for AAO institutional members training slide deck. The link to the slides is on this page, and you can also use the QR code in the bottom right to access the slides as well. The slides contain links that can help you in contributing to Archeion. If you're accessing the slide deck while watching this recording, you can skip to the slide that says Section 2 Institution Profile. As you may know, AAO institutional members get a free institution profile page in Archeion. Institutional members can create this free profile by contacting the Archeion coordinator. The Archeion coordinator will then set up a profile page for you after assigning a unique Archeion identifier number to identify your institution in Archeion. The Archeion coordinator will also set up user account logins that will enable you to log into Archeion to edit and make updates to your institution profile and begin contributing to Archeion. As of the date of recording this training slide deck, there are 6 minimum fields required to be filled in on your Archeion institution profile. These are the name of your archives. You can also include other forms of name. 2, the Archeion identifier number as assigned by the Archeion coordinator. 3, the type of archives selected from the Archeion repository types taxonomy that will be discussed a bit later. 4, the full address of your institution. 5, all the contact information for your institution, including phone, email, and website. Email and website especially are essential to be added to the profile. And 6, finally, the opening times or if the archives is accessible to the public. Here is a very blurry recording of an excellent Archeion profile that's been filled in fully. So you can see the name of the archives has been added along with a parallel form of name, along with the Archeion institution identifier. Next, you can see the contact area is fully filled in, including a website that is an active link that will take users to find more information about the archives, as well as an email and phone number, and full information about the times of opening for the archives. This is not a significant amount of information to fill in, but it is complete, and the completeness of the profile will be helpful to researchers and public users who want to contact this archives or learn more about them. So like Laurentian, you fill in all of this information on your Archeion profile by ensuring that you're logged in and then clicking the edit form to access the institution profile edit form. If you ever need your Archeion login to be resent to you or your password reset, you can email the Archeion coordinator email so that you can update your institutional profile. Once you're in the Archeion institution profile edit form, you'll see this little acronym around the form, ISDIA. ISDIA 5.1.2 is being referenced here, and I just want to highlight that this is because the institution profile edit form is based on the International Council on Archives International Standard for describing institutions with archival holdings. So in the slides, I've linked to the webpage for this standard and also the links to the English and French PDF of the full standards with the full rules. So you will notice that this ISDIA acronym appears throughout the edit form attached to each field. So if you'd like to, you can have the standard open and reference it as you're filling in the institution profile. This will give you tips and also instructions for how to use each field to help you better structure information about your institution. In addition to ISDIA, I would also recommend that you open Artifactual Systems' really excellent public documentation for editing institution information. So Artifactual Systems maintains the Atom platform that Archeion is based on, and they keep this documentation up to date with every release of Atom. So the links in the slides will take you to the documentation for the most recent release, and their documentation can guide you through editing the institution edit form. I won't walk you through the Artifactual Systems documentation. It's fairly straightforward, and you can read it on your own time. You can also watch this video, linked in the slides, from our sibling provincial discovery portal, MemoryNS, to see a live example of someone filling in an older version of Atom's institution profile edit form. There's a lot of documentation about the Atom platform out there for you, and these slides are really intended to give you specific instructions about editing the institution profile for Archeion. So the core thing to remember is that one of Archeion's most important functions is behaving as a directory of archives in Ontario for member AAO institutions. And we really want the Archeion institution profiles to be inviting, to have accurate information, and be relevant for researchers and the public accessing Archeion. So this means As an Archeion institution, it's really important for you to keep your profile up to date. It's recommended that you review your contact information at least annually, and you can time doing this when you renew your AAO institutional membership each year, for example. If your contact information does need to be corrected, you'll need to log in and edit it. The contact information is a little bit hidden in the edit form, so flag it. It's here in the contact area of the institution profile edit form, where you see this little pencil icon. When you click the pencil icon, this contact edit pop-up will appear, and just remember to update both the main tab and the physical location tab in the contact edit pop-up, and then you just click submit when you are done making your updates. It's super fast. One thing to flag is that when you enter the information in the city field in the contact pop-up, this shows up in the Archeion Archival Institutions browse page as locality, and this information is sortable and searchable in Archeion, so it's definitely a field that you want to fill in. Another Archeion-specific field in the institution profile edit form that should be flagged and you want to make sure that you edit is the type field. So this field is not in the contact area of the edit form, it's in the identity area of the edit form right at the top. And this type field is important because it shows up in the Archival Institutions browse page as the archive type facet. So the rightmost image is the facet that appears on the Archive Institution browse page. So for example, if someone using Archeion is looking for all religious archives in Archeion, they could click on the religious organization link in the archive type list and access all of the religious organization archives who are identified in Archeion. And I've linked to this example in the slide deck notes. So note that this field is a controlled term field. So when you're editing your institution profile, you need to select from the existing drop-down list that populates when you click into the type field. If you want to suggest new type terms, you can contact the Archeion coordinator email, and this taxonomy is periodically cleaned up and edited. Finally, another Archeion-specific field that can help users find the specific archives that they're looking for is the thematic area field in the access points area of the edit form. This is at the bottom of the institution profile edit form. Please use the thematic area field and choose one or more from the existing terms that populate when you click into the field. This is another taxonomy list in Archeion, and I've linked to the taxonomy in the slides. If you would like to suggest a new thematic area term, please contact the Archeion coordinator email. And as of the date of this presentation recording, I would suggest you do not use the geographic subregions access point because this list is not currently controlled and not well used across Archeion institutions, so it's something we need to review in the year ahead. Another interesting feature of the Atom platform that Archeion institutions can take advantage of is customizing your institution profile page. I've linked here to the Artifactual Systems instructions on adding or editing a logo and a banner, and I won't walk through these steps because the documentation from Artifactual is pretty clear, but I will flag that if you have any issues uploading a logo or banner, or something doesn't work, you can simply contact the Archeion coordinator email for support and help. And note that within the documentation from Artifactual about customizing your profile, it gives you instructions about changing the color of the background on your profile, and I don't recommend that you do this unless you have experience checking the relevant WCAG AA contrast criteria. WCAG is the standards and rules around web accessibility, and changing the color of your background could impact Archeion's AODA compliance if the contrast of the color you choose is not sufficient to meet the WCAG AA contrast criteria. And you can also contact the Archeion coordinator email if you have any questions about how to test for the contrast criteria. The artifactual documentation that I wanted to talk a bit more about is customizing your profile page with a custom description on your institution page in Archeion. A few Archeion institutions are already using this custom block, and since Archeion is a shared database and a directory of participating Ontario archives, you can use this Atom custom description block to guide Archeion researchers and public users through your records and contact information. It's an open field, you can add anything you want into it, and a great example of how to do this is the Guelph Public Library institution profile. Guelph uses Archeion for digital image hosting, and they use the custom description section of their institution profile to highlight copyright and conditions of use of images, along with links to other specific search points in Archeion. In the artifactual documentation, you'll also see other examples of how other institutions have used this block, like embedding a video or additional images into their profile page. So the slide links to the artifactual documentation that explains how you can create this custom description block. You log into Archeion, scroll to the bottom of your institution profile, and then click the Edit Theme button on your institution profile. I won't recreate the documentation in these slides, just reference the artifactual documentation and get in touch with the Archeion coordinator email if you need any help editing this descriptive block. If you have any questions about your institution profile, a recommendation for tips and training you would like for editing your profile, don't hesitate to reach out to the Archeion coordinator email. Thank you.